Hey everybody, hope you guys are having a great day. Today I'm coming to you with the second AMA video. If you guys didn't see the last video, definitely go check it out. There might be a link down in the show notes for you or popping up somewhere right about now. But what these are AMA videos. These are Ask Me Anything videos. Over the last year or so, I have continuously put out AMAs on Instagram, specifically Instagram stories, asking people to ask me anything. I've come up with so many different questions here. Look at all these freaking sticky notes here. This is insane. I've distilled them all into a list of questions on my computer, and now I'm coming to you with all of these questions and some in-depth answers and basically mind dumps of everything that I can think about with the subject. These are completely I don't think they're really edited, or they won't hopefully be edited that much. So you will see literally the stream of consciousness that is flowing out of my mouth towards you guys here. So let's get started with today's question. So again, sticky note. How did you decide that you wanted to draw for a living? So this is an interesting question here. Ever since I was a kid, I would draw, I would doodle, I would do all kinds of, drawings and carvings into desks. I actually did that a couple times. I feel bad about it. Never got caught though, so it made me feel pretty good. But when I was a kid, I drew so much. Like my mom, we were very poor. My mom would bring home half printed copy paper, meaning one side was printed on and the other side was white. Basically just like the throwaways that they would have at the end of each week at her old job. She'd bring those home, and she'd bring me any types of markers, pens, pencils that they would have left over that someone left in the copy room, and that would be my drawing materials. And so I would go through and I would draw on those, and I would fill them up. One time I even made a little magazine. I drew up a magazine. I tried to sell it door to door. I think I sold one copy. I was actually proud of it. But I did that in high school, or excuse me, in elementary school, middle school, high school. I basically continued to draw so much so that in middle school, I had a couple teachers completely take away all of my pens, my pencils, even my freaking highlighters, because I was doing nothing but drawing. I was doodling, but they didn't understand that was just how my mind worked. Eventually they got in trouble, and my mom went to the principal or called up and everything. I was like, he needs to write in order to learn. What the heck? But it, I always wanted to draw. I always was drawing. But I had no idea that you could really do that as a career. I knew that there were animators. I knew that there were architects, and that was about it. I had no idea that there were people who actually did illustration for a living. So it wasn't until high school when I kind of fell into graphic arts. I signed up for a class thinking it was video game design because a teacher told me it was. Turns out it was printing and computer graphics and things like that. And I took that class every single year for 4 years in high school. A total of 8 times I took that class. Don't worry, I passed every time. There was no doubt in that. But I took that class 8 times. And about my junior year, I started working in a print shop in my local town. And it was horrible. It was the worst experience I ever did, but I learned so much by learning how to move quickly, learning how to, work on projects. And I made connections, and that eventually led to me doing freelance work. Now, the whole time I'm in high school, even up to this point, my job, the thing that I wanted to do the thing I wanted to do was not to be an artist. I didn't want to be an artist. I didn't want to be a designer. In fact, my goal up until my senior year, in fact, my class ring, if I could ever find it, actually even says it on this. I wanted to be a teacher or a professor, specifically teaching history. I've always loved history, always been a huge history buff, loved the History Channel. And so that was the thing I wanted to do. I would read about history. The History Channel was literally, in college, the History Channel was on my TV in my dorm room all day, every day, 24/7. In fact, my TV never actually was turned off. I continuously, have always had this love affair with history. It wasn't until my senior year, right around the time that I finished up working at that horrible print shop. I worked there for about 6-8 months, and I basically I was like talking to my teacher, Jim Collins, amazing graphic communications teacher. He retired this year. I wish I could have been out there for his retirement party. But he came to me and was like, hey, Rocky, you've been taking this class so much. Every year I get a small scholarship that I can offer to certain students. I want to offer it to you. The catch is that you have to be an art major in college in order to get the scholarship. It was like a $500 scholarship. And I was just like, I was like, I really want to do this. Like, I really would love to have a little extra money for college, coming from a poor background, who wouldn't want some extra money for college? And I started thinking about it. I started looking more into design and more into school and professions. I started realizing, especially working at the print shop, that people make money doing art. People make money doing design. This is a viable career. And so I decided, I think it was like the first few months in my senior year of high school, okay, I'm not going to go for history. I might minor in history, but I'm going to go for graphic design. And that was really the moment. Like, it was all the way leading up to the final semester. I applied to my university. I got in. I got into the design program. But I still learned very quickly that what I wanted to do was different than what like they were teaching or like what the professors wanted me to do. In fact, I still remember, and this is going a little bit beyond for this question, but I thought I would still talk about it. I still remember a professor of mine. I told her, what I want to do is I want to do illustration paired with design. I want to create illustrations that help influence design and help tell stories for brands. At this point, I'm 21, I think 21, 22, and I already had this mentality in my mind of what I wanted to do. And what happens? She laughs at me. That was probably the most disheartening moment I ever had in college. And that was the point where I realized, college is not for everybody. And, she basically started listing all these things I was going to do, even though I didn't want to do them. And I still did them. I did them, and I still created for myself on top of that. And the stuff that I created for myself is what I eventually showed once I graduated from college. But that's a long tangent. I just wanted to add that in there. The thing is that, there's a lot of people out there who love drawing, who love doodling, who love sketching, who love doing small design stuff. They have a copy of Photoshop CS3, and they like to create things in there. There's so much that, so many people out there who do that, who they never really have that push, or they don't know that you can make money in design. Like, you can make money creating things. You can make money drawing. And so it's something that a lot of people, they don't realize that they can do it. And so they don't think that they can until they find out about it. And that's kind of like what happened with me. I learned about this by working at that, by taking that class. I learned more by working in the print shop, and I started seeing things, and I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe this might be a viable career. This is something I'm good at. This is something I can do easily. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I can make some good money, make a good living, buy a house, raise a family and everything like that on creating, drawings and doodles and designs. So that's basically when I decided, my senior year of high school, just like the beginning part of the senior year, that I was going to go into graphic design, that I was going to draw for a living. So hopefully that really answers that very in-depth thing. I know there might be a little bits of pieces of nuggets of wisdom in there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But that's it for this video. There's going to be more videos to come. Definitely, if you have any questions whatsoever about this, or about AMA questions you would like to hear about, please leave them down in the show notes below. Please also remember to let me know if there's any other videos you want to see in the future. I have a nice list of videos I'm going to be working on, but I would love to hear what you guys would like to see. But that's it for today's video. Always remember to stay passionate, stay positive, and stay creative. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.